Many of us show up at the doctor's office when we have a problem. By then, it could be too late. Our next guests want you to be preventive rather than reactive when it comes to your health. Either know everything is okay or catch potential problems early. At Advanced Body Scan, they can actually look inside your body from head to toe and pinpoint any areas of concern: heart, lungs, colon, and more. Joining us with how Advanced Body Scan can save your life is Steve Marler and Radiologist Dr. Anthony Sparks. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's to you too. Thank you. You know, Steve, a lot of times when we go to our physical, we're asked a couple of questions and then, determining what our symptoms might be, maybe given a prescription for more medication, and that's about it. With this, you can actually look inside the body and you get the untold story. Tell us about how you wanted to come up with this idea and do this, Steve.
Sure. We've learned that the most deadly diseases are long-term diseases, and they typically take years, sometimes years before symptoms actually present themselves. But we learned with the new technology that we have, we can see these telltale signs. And so we thought, why don't we get this and use it as a preventive measure and do these screenings on a regular basis and make them affordable to the public. And we were right. We've scanned over 60,000 people and found tens of thousands of people with symptoms.
Yeah.
With finding they didn't have symptoms on.
Yeah, and Dr. Sparks, as a radiologist, you can see what we don't feel. How many times have people gotten results and thought, I had no idea because I didn't feel anything? Well, to Steve's point, a lot of times you won't feel anything.
Exactly right. I mean, there's, symptoms can oftentimes present very late in an illness. The human body is very resilient. It's capable of putting up with a large amount of injury before symptoms occur, and a lot of times. So things like heart disease, heart attacks, lung cancer, some of these other things that we really focus on, they may be very late in that disease process before people are aware of it. We want to completely change that and find things early.
Yeah. In fact, most people who have heart attacks, I have several friends who unfortunately had heart attacks, and their first warning was what? It was the heart attack. This is stuff that you can see. So when you're looking at these images, what is it that you can see that tells you there's a problem?
Sure. So, talking about the heart and lung scan that we offer, we're looking at coronary calcium buildup on the heart scan. So we take, an image of the heart that's timed to make it look like the heart is standing still in time. We can look at those blood vessels that feed the heart muscle, look for calcium buildup there that shows us, a risk factor for how likely you are to have a heart attack over the next 5 years. We also look at the lungs in particular, looking at lung nodules, like the early signs of lung cancer. We see lots of other things too, aortic aneurysms, enlarging of the big aorta vessel that comes out of the heart that needs to be repaired when if that happens. There's lots of other things that we find as well.
Yeah. And Steve, the great thing about this is the latest technology. And that's the thing that's also important because you can see more than maybe some other CT machines can.
Yes, that's true. And, we update our software on a regular basis. As a matter of fact, it's real time and updates are sent over the internet. So it stays up to date on a daily basis. And the great thing about it is probably one of the easiest scans you'll ever take, and we'll talk more about that.
Yeah, well, to that point, I actually did it, and I've had people tell me, well, I feel claustrophobic when I'm inside those tubes. It's not this long tube that you're in. It's just basically a donut, if you will. You go through it, you're fully clothed. Your staff, by the way, was super, super sweet and super knowledgeable. And it happens so, I just took a quick little cat nap, and it doesn't really take that long. So after you go through this donut, takes a series of just clicks throughout the body. It's calming the whole bit. So after the scan, you take that information and eventually we receive what's going on.
Right. And by the way, you were one of the best patients we've ever had. You're welcome.
Can I just say, I apologize. I took a couple of snacks from the waiting room. I put some in my purse.
Absolutely. No. So, like you said, it is really one of the easiest medical tests you'll ever take. You come in dressed as you are. There's no needles, no dyes, nothing invasive. And you get in and out of the machine quickly. It's a large open donut. There's no claustrophobia at all. We have people that say they can't get in these machines like MRs and other things. They can get in and out of this. And it only lasts a few minutes, like you said. Yeah. Once the scan is done, this guy beside me here is going to read the results. This machine sends all of this data over to him, and he goes through the images. There's thousands of images, and he looks for these telltale signs that we're talking about. Once that's completed, he will do a full report, It has both medical terms and lay terms, so we can all understand it. And he also does a calcium score, which shows the calcium load, if any, in the vessels in and around your heart. And we'll send that out to you 5 to 7 days. And we highly recommend that you take this information to your medical doctor as well,
Yeah.
because it contains a great deal of information.
And can I tell you,